Good afternoon. This is The Lift with Ron Stallings as your host at Amazing 102.5. I am here with Miss Denisa Woodard, owner and operator of RSA of Dance and Performing Arts. Denisa, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Well, let's just start off. How in the world did you get started in a dance and performing arts program?
Oh, wow. So, I know looking at me, right, you wouldn't guess, but I am a product of the juvenile justice system. When I was growing up in Hiram Clark in the community, there were not a lot of resources and things to keep me busy. I mean, sure, I had dance like after school and at school, but it still wasn't enough to occupy my time. So I found myself getting in trouble. So I decided that after graduating from college, that I was going to come back to my community and I was going to build something that the youth could have, that the youth could gather and just express themselves creatively, that they can come, they can experience high-impact tutorial, mentorship sessions, dance, theater, music. I wanted it to be a one-stop shop. So I went back to the community center and I just started teaching for free, and the response was overwhelming. Eventually we moved down the street, occupied a little 900 square foot building, and from there we've been operating and leasing out other spaces within the facility.
So where is your property or location, so to let our listeners know?
I am located in Hiram Clark, in the heart of Hiram Clark. That's District K.
Okay. Address?
14114 Hiram Clark Road, Houston, Texas, 77045.
Good. Now, is it just for, who's the age group that you're trying to solicit to that should come and should be part of RSA?
Wow, so we have multiple programs. So we have our youth development programs, which are ages 3 all the way to 18. And then we also have our community workshops and different programs that is community-based. So it's for all ages, and it's for health, wellness, and mental as well.
That seems pretty cool. So it's just not, as the saying, RSA of Dance and Performing Arts, just as a layperson, just dancing. It's a lot of things that the community may need.
Oh my, it is so much more than just the dance group. I mean, we have college access programs where we connect high school students to various mentors so that they can have hope and inspirations of one day becoming a performing artist, or one day going to the college or university of their choice. You know, just giving them somebody to guide them and help them along the way. Again, we have our weekly classes where they focus on dance, theater, and visual arts as well, in addition to high impact tutoring that will be coming in January. So excited for that program. And on the weekends, we do different health and wellness workshops as well. So that's
For
open to the
age?
community. Yes, that's open to any ages of the community. And one of my favorites is the Move with Mom workshop, and basically it's for mothers and daughters, and they come together during that week. They take different yoga classes, they have healing visual arts, and they have different vendors and different facilitators that come in and do like therapy and do just health and wellness sessions within each other. So it's to strengthen their foundation.
I mean, that sounds like a plethora of activities for the community. This is a good time. How do people get in touch with you to say, hey, I want to be a part of this?
Oh my, whether you are a youth that's interested in the performing arts, or just a community member that want to connect, we have multiple opportunities for volunteering, because we have events throughout the year, and we definitely need more mentors, right? So you can just check out the Instagram, which is at RSA of Dance, or the Facebook. That's a good way. You can just type in Rising Stars Academy of Dance.
And can they just stop by and just say, hey, I heard you on the Lift Amazing 102.5. I just want to stop by and take a tour.
They can stop by. They can email us. They can stop by and schedule a tour. They can email us at rsaofdance@gmail.com.
Okay. Good.
slide in the inbox on Instagram. Look, there's no right or wrong way to get in contact with us.
Good. I am loving the enthusiasm that you have. It sounds and seems as though you're very passionate about the performing arts.
Very. I've found my purpose. I know what God has called me to do. He's called me to the generation. He's called me to mentor, train up the next generation of dancers and leaders that will pour into their community.
Good.
So I am very passionate about my story, about my why, and who I'm doing it for.
And it shows. Yes,
Thank you. Thank you.
So what's a typical day like when you get up in the morning? What's a typical day like?
So, disclaimer, I am also, look, I keep saying a new mom. She's about to turn 3 now, but I'm still figuring things out. A life of, just teaching children and giving them back to, now I have my own child who I have to invest and pour in as well. So I wake up in the mornings, I spend my time with her before, I get into the technicalities of my day. I drop her off to my mother who keeps her. And then from there, it just depends on, I may have to teach at schools because we also have programs that are inside of schools. So it's not just on-site programs. We also have programs in the local area because fine arts is the first thing to go when it's time for budget cuts. And the whole takeover with TA, they have limited opportunities, so we make sure that our presence is still, there for the community with those local schools. So I may go to the school to teach an art class, dance class. If there's a meeting, because I'm still the executive director, so my face is still the beautiful face of the organization. Yes. So just the day-to-day work. Which is managing and also the creativeness that goes inside. Because everyone thinks, you just teach dance. I wish I have way more responsibility of teaching dance. These little kids are counting on me every day, in addition to my kid. And my husband. I can't forget my husband, who's been so supportive throughout every step, every journey. He's been there and he's been very supportive. So just trying to juggle all of this, wife, mother, artistic director, dance teacher. I wear so many hats every day.
And your plate is full.
It's so full.
So
you want some?
No, I don't. My plate is full. But you know what? You said something that I would like for you to talk to our Lift Amazing 102 audience about. And that is, I don't know if they caught it, your plate is full. How do you manage, and they may not have a husband, they may have and may not have a child, a work-life balance to making sure things get done and you take care of yourself?
Self-care is so important, and I don't think I valued that because I was always on the go. But now I have found time, throughout the week, though it's so busy, I have found time for me. And what that looks like is I'm a creative, right? I love the movies. I'm visual. So I've created a time where on Tuesdays I go to the movies because it's $5 movies. So I try to make sure that my Tuesdays are me day. And after the movies, if I still need more time, then I'll go to the spa, which is right around the corner from the movie theater. Because you have to make sure that your cup is full so that you can pour into others. You can't
Otherwise,
pour from
you're
an
burnt
empty cup. And burnout and exhaustion it's real. It's real. Days where you just shut down or it's just too overwhelming. You have a lot on your plate, so you decide that you're going to just put it down when you know you need to be getting stuff off of that plate. So, yeah, I found that time for me.
That's good. And audience, to our Lift Amazing 102.5 audience, again, I don't know if you caught it, but I want to reemphasize it. Self-care is truly important as an entrepreneur. So as Denisa has her Tuesday, it may be your Friday, it may be your Saturday. But whatever it is, make sure you take time out for yourself. We'll pick up our conversation with Denisa right after the break about more of RSA of Dance and Performing Arts. Thank you. Welcome back. This is Ron Stallings with The Lift, Amazing 102.5, and I am talking to Denisa Woodard, the President and Executive Director of RSA of Dance and Performing Arts. And we are having a excellent conversation on her business, how she got started, and creating a work and life balance. Denisa, while we're on that subject, what advice would you give any entrepreneur out there who's looking not so much as performing arts, but just to get into saying, you know what, I'm tired of corporate America, I want to do my own thing? What advice would you give them?
Just know, first of all, don't do it without a plan. Write the vision and make it plain. You know, we can change along the way. Hey, don't write in with a pen because things change. Write in with a pencil so you can go back and, you know, just learn from mistakes.
So just before we go further, I want to make sure you emphasize, be flexible is what I hear you saying.
Yes, be flexible, give yourself grace, and oh my God, do not compare yourself to others. You'll find yourself losing sleep, losing money, because you're trying to do something that you're not even called to do. You know, like you have to be passionate about what you do, because it's not easy. So at the end of the day, that passion, that drive is going to keep you going. It's going to keep you motivated. And don't look at what others are doing. Don't compare yourself, because again, that'll kill your story. You want to make sure you stay focused on your vision. You want to make sure you stay focused on the things that you are called to do.
Yeah. And talk about how important it is to have other people in your life supporting you, not only family, husband, mother, but other people just kind of encourage you. How important is that in your business or being an entrepreneur?
You want to develop healthy relationships. When I talk about my mission and when I think about it, it's as strong because of the different partners and the different organizations and people that we have that believes in the mission, that supports the mission, and that pours into it. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's not like a one-woman show. I have, you know, partners that I could go to that will help me fill in some of the gaps. And I'm not necessarily talking about, because we are a nonprofit, so I'm not necessarily talking about financial donors. I'm talking about, you know, like people who will lend their services, people who will lend their time, people who will mentor. Though I am a mentor, I have different mentors, you know, for different like areas of my life, which have been very instrumental to my development. You know, even becoming a grant recipient from the Houston Equity Fund, you know, I've been able to attend every lunch and live session that has helped me. Oh my God, helps me emotionally and spiritually to stay strong, because you can't do this by yourself. Yeah. You can't. Even starting up, like I started with nothing. You heard me. Like I came straight out of college and I went right into this. And you know, I always say I wish I had a me at that time. But along the way, I met people that helped me get here.
Now talk about, and I want some of our listeners at the Lift Amazing 102.5 to catch this. What are some of the characteristics you look for in that partnership, mentorship, so that, because it's just not anybody. It's not your best friend that you went to college with. It's not your next door neighbor. What are some of the characteristics you look for?
So one thing you pointed out with me is like you felt the passion, you heard the passion. So I have to have that connection. If I don't feel like you're passionate about what you're doing, then I don't really have an interest in you becoming a part of, you know, what I'm doing. So I always look for people that kind of match. You don't have to have high energy like me, right? Because I'm a performer. I'm going to have high energy. But the passion has to be there. I like for people to be consistent. You know, that shows me that you really want to be there, because I'm going to be, you know, consistent. So I just try to look for people that have similar characteristics as myself. You know, I feel like they'll be good for what we're doing and where we're trying to go. Good.
Now, we've talked about, again, the success of RSA. Talk about some of the challenges you had to endure to get where you are from the day one till today. What are some of those challenges that will help our listeners to not give up as an entrepreneur?
Again, I won't sit here and say it's always been pretty, because you know it hasn't, especially when you're starting with nothing. Challenges, I would say, is make sure that your credit is right. You cannot, credit is your best friend, because, you know, the startup of the business, I was able to use my credit, you know, to help fund some of the next steps.
You mean tell me I just can't go to the Houston Equity Fund and just get a grant?
No, you have to make good decisions, good decisions, you know, regarding, you know, paying off balances, you know, just making sure that you maintain a healthy credit score and healthy relationships with the bank. So my bank, became very familiar with me. I went to a credit union and I established good relationships with them. So when it was time to, ask for smaller loans, the trust was there. And then, larger, along the way also helped me out. But just making sure that you have good credit, y'all, and establishing good relationships with people. I feel like that helps along the way. That helps you with the foundation.
And it also sounds like while you could, for example, ask for $50,000, sometimes it's good just to start somewhere with that loan and then work your way up, show that you're credible by paying it off or paying back, and then move up from 10, I'm making these numbers up, 15, 20, because all that does is entrench your relationship with that credit union, with that bank. Would you agree?
And it helps you too.
Okay.
It helps you because even if you don't want to deal with that bank, or even, when you go for other things that are outside the bank, again, you have that credit score that's, boosted, and you have that credibility that's backing you up. So don't mess up your credit. I tell my students that all the time, if you're trying to build credit in college, that's good, but do not just get a credit card and forget about it and say, those numbers aren't going anywhere. When you graduate, it's going to be there, and those debt collectors are going to be calling you. So I even tell them now, the young girls that I'm mentoring, how beneficial it is to take your credit seriously.
All right. And I could hear some of the Lift Amazing 102.5 saying, Denisa, I hear you. Girl, I hear you. But my credit is jacked up. Now tell me what to do.
Oh my, I'm not in finance like that, but try to clean it up. Don't just, throw it by the wayside. There are steps in credit recovery programs that you can take to help you. No, it won't be an overnight thing, but if your credit is messed up, start working on it now, because I don't think you can be a successful entrepreneur or artistic director, executive, or anything like that, right? And you don't have good credit. Mm-hmm. You just need it as a backing. I'm sorry, especially if you're just starting out. It's not too late. I don't care what age you are. It's not too late to get that credit together.
Good. All right. So again, as our listeners, let's make sure we get our credit together. And as an entrepreneur, so whatever field you're in or whatever business you're endeavoring to launch or are in, credit is important. Well, we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back and talk about RSA's future and what are some of their goals to have for the next 3 to 5 years. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with Denisa Woodard and RSA of Dance and Performing Arts. Welcome back to The Lift, Amazing 102.5 FM. I am your host, Ron Stallings, and I have been having the pleasure of talking to Denisa Woodard. She is the president and executive director of RSA of Dance and Performing Arts, and we've had a great conversation on how she got started, the ups and downs of the business, the work-life balance of being a mom, a wife, a entrepreneur, all that good stuff. So now we're going to shift to the business itself as RSA of Dance. Where do you see that business going in the next 3 to 5 years?
Expanding tremendously. Mm-hmm. So I have plans to work with HGAC to...
HGAC, let's make sure.
Okay, sorry. Houston, Galveston, oh my God, they're going to... Houston Galveston Association Council. There we go.
Okay. Some of our listeners may not know what the acronym is.
I got you. So that's like for the workforce development. Again, my goal is to keep youth busy, keep them from being a product of the juvenile justice system, and keep them engaged. So, once you get to a certain age, youth want to work. I mean, their hobbies and their outlets is awesome, but they also want to, earn money. So I'm looking to partner with them to provide youth stipends for work, work-based learning programming, so that can be a component of what we're doing as well.
So would that just cover the entire part of Houston, Galveston, or what area would that cover?
So again, expansion is in stores for RSA of Dance and Performing Arts. And right now we are in District K, and we have other schools and other underserved neighborhoods that we go to. But my goal is to spread this across Houston. So it's not limited to just Hiram Clark, just District K, right? There are other vulnerable neighborhoods that youth need an outlet as well. So that is the goal, to expand to other neighborhoods as well with this program. And something amazing, I just couldn't wait to announce this, but the development of our Youth Development Center for the Arts, we have closed and we are breaking ground. Yes.
Congratulations.
To build from the ground up, a state-of-the-art 12,000 square foot building right there in the heart of Hiram Clark.
Okay. And what will that building consist of? What will go on in that building?
Everything. When I say a one-stop shop for youth, so you got the arts taking place. You got, again, those college access programs for those high school students that are connecting them with different resources, different scholarships, because we service a lot of first-generational students.
So you do the mom and daughter activities there?
All of that, everything. So the community outreach programs will be there as well, and that's the weekend workshops. I mean, everything you can think of for youth development, from the educational standpoint all the way to the arts, it will be in that building.
Okay. Now, will you have volunteers that you would need assistance with?
Of course, we always need volunteers. We have a good amount of volunteers now that are just as passionate and consistent and devoted to the mission. So again, they help fill those gaps, especially when we can't bring out those employees when the budget is looking a little. They step in and they help fill in those gaps. But again, expansion just for more.
And this is a good time again. Why don't you remind our audience where they can reach you if they say, hey, I want to be a volunteer. I believe in the vision, and with this 12,000 square foot building that you're erecting, I got to be a part of this.
Yes, you can be a part, whether you are financially sewing or whether you just want to give your time, or you may have a granddaughter or a daughter or a niece or a nephew or anything like that that wants to be a part of what we're doing, because it's so much more than dance. I wish I can just say it was just a dance studio. Like, I probably wouldn't be sitting in this seat if it was just a dance studio. We're changing lives. We're being impactful. We're giving back. We're pouring into the next generation so that they can do the same. So we're setting the standard. If you want to get in contact, Instagram at RSA of Dance. If you want to send us an email, rsaofdance@gmail.com. If you wanted to slide in our inbox on Facebook, you just type in Rising Stars Academy of Dance and Performing Arts.
Do it one more time just so our artists can
Instagram at RSA of Dance. Facebook, Rising Stars Academy of Dance and Performing Arts. Email, RSA of Dance @gmail.com.
Good, thank you. This has been informative, and I tell you why. Because so often you think of the words performing arts and dance, all they can do is dance. And you are offering so much more to the community and trying to expand, and will expand, I should say, to the community, that it meets every need. So this has been a good awareness to the community that says, hey guys, forget the name, just come out. We got something for you. And is it for males as well, because it's just female?
So right now our space is limited. So when we open up the center, yes, there will be programs for males as well.
Good.
Because males, don't they dance? Don't they take theater? Music as well. So there will be opportunities for all youth. It doesn't matter, male, female.
And that's good, again, for those, the Lift Amazing 102.5 listeners are saying, well, I got a son, and he needs an outlet. That could be a good place for him to go.
We're going to have a drum line, and then we're going to offer, again, music, visual arts as well will be there, so they will be able to, we're going to have a podcast station where they can come in there and they can learn about media, they can learn about editing, they can learn about production. So, again, it doesn't stop at dance.
Okay, and it sounds like the curriculum, if you will, just keeps expanding, because now I heard podcasts, Strumline, so And how is that driven? Is that driven by what you think or what the kids are asking for?
Both. So it's driven by my experience. I was a teacher as
Okay.
well. So it's driven by my experience just working in the schools. And also, again, just being a one-stop shop where they don't have to go, because our neighborhood doesn't have programs like that, right? They're going to have to come to Midtown. They're going to have to go to downtown. Or they're going to have to go to the suburbs to get access to quality programming. But that's going to change once our building opens.
Good. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, I really appreciate you taking the time this afternoon to come and talk about RSA of Dance and Performing Arts. Is there any parting comments that you'd like to share with the Lift 102.5 audience?
I'm just grateful for this platform. I'm grateful to just be here and just share my experiences, to share RSA and just the vision, the mission of what we have accomplished and what we're set out to do. And I'm just grateful for being here. I thank you. Thank you. You did a wonderful job interviewing.
Thank you. Well, thank you, the Lift 102.5 audience, for listening in. We've had a great conversation with Denisa Woodard, and I definitely would encourage you to reach out to her at RSA of Dance and Performing Arts. There is something for everyone there. And if she has already mentioned ways you can get in contact with her through Instagram, through Facebook. So just please do reach out, and if you have any questions, she'll love to hear from you. Take care and have a great day.
Thank you.